Hello friends and welcome to my channel. I'm Annalisa and this pick a card reading is how do I create what I want in my life? Okay, so I'm going to be looking at where you are, have been, and where you want to go, and drawing out some intricacies from that, looking at actually where you want to go, and then going a little bit into the advice, the inspiration for you, how to move forward with it. I'm going to be doing a basic reading for you now, and then if it feels resonant and you want to go deeply into it, then I'm going to take this to a whole new deeper level over on my Vimeo channel, where you can go. We're going to really deep dive with this and looking at all the subconscious as well as external influences, the advice, more deeply into the advice and potential outcomes. So see if this resonates, and if it does, follow the Vimeo link below to go deeper into it. So for now, tune into the pile that feels resonant to you, and I'll put the timestamps below. You can skip to your reading. And when I was dealing out these cards, I had such a good feeling about this reading, so I really think there's going to be a lot of richness in this for you, and I can't wait to share it. So tune in and let's skip on to starting. Okay. Okay, welcome group number 1. So let's have a look. How can I create what I want in my life? So let's have a look at where you are right now. So you're coming up presenting at the moment as Arval Parrot, this rather beautiful, magical being. So this is where you feel like you are right now. And actually 2 cards wanted to come out together for you in terms of where you want to be going, what you want. And we have Flaff the Footer and a collective of pixies. So what does this mean? Can we get them all to stand up? Ooh, yeah. Okay. So Arval Parrot, where you are, very likely you are good at communication. You have the ability to speak about what you want, or you have a knowing of what you want. Arval Parrot is general communication, so it can be about verbal, literally speaking the words, or listening and hearing, those practical skills in speaking, but also very much about body language, about reading into the hidden innuendos, the layers beneath words, beneath actions, beneath appearance. It's having a really deep understanding of a general feeling or energy or atmosphere, or what the message is. It's being able to have this really deep awareness of communication generally. What I'm feeling when you're moving, the movement is from Arval to Flaff. Flaff is very grounded. He's about connecting to the earth. It's about having your feet firmly planted on the soil and connected to the ground. My feeling is that for this group, you may be very good at talking about what you want to do, about communicating to others. You can say it, you can speak it, you can be very eloquent in what you're going to do. But actually what you want to do is actually do it. Like, you need to actually make the things happen, ground them in the earth, plant the seeds. It's a bit up in the air at the moment. It's a bit in the mind, it's very air energy, very light energy. And what you want to do is bring it down, is, earth energy, solid, foundation, practical, plans, action. Really, really creating a base, a stability for what you want to create. So we have that, and we also have this, with Fluff came the collective of pixies. So they're pretty fun. The pixies, the collective of pixies, it's about duty. It's about doing what you need to do, similar to this kind of grounded nature, this earthy nature, this ability to, root around in the soil. But the pixies, they do it with play. They do it with fun. They're lighthearted. They like to dance. They dance while they're doing their work. They sing while they're doing their work. And they do it together to make it more appealing and more enjoyable. So for you, there is definitely something about making this a very solid, practical reality in your life, making your dreams something very real. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on in your past, present, and future. Okay, in the past, you have the Empress and you have the Seven of Cups. Again, these came out together. For the Empress, I feel like you may have already had some success in creating what you want, that you've been able to make something grow, that these seeds have planted, you've had some fruit, you've had some plants, you've been able to receive back from it, you've had some nourishment from what it is you want to grow and plant. This could be family, this could be work, this could be relationship. You've had success, you've been able to do it. But it's not been fully satisfying, is the word that's coming through. There is your cups, the cups that you hold, your feeling, your emotion are a bit all over the place. It's almost like maybe you didn't quite created what you wanted, or what you did create, you then realized wasn't what you wanted, and you're having to rethink something. There's something that was missing, or you've come into realization now that was missing. Maybe at the time you were quite happy with where you were, but there is this element of not everything's in its right place. Maybe your priorities were not quite in the right place. And what that's led to now is this Tower card. This is your present Tower moment. Things are collapsing, things are changing, things are moving. There might be unexpected delays, unexpected events, something that's come in and turning your world upside down. Or these cups have you've realized these cups were not where you wanted, not how you wanted them to be. And it's shaken your foundations. It's shaken you up. It's shaken, it's shaken you from the inside, and that vibration has gone out into your world, and you're suddenly rethinking and shifting. Either it's this internal process, or there's been some external event or happening, or it could even just be a conversation. Some penny has dropped, some awakening, or something's happened that is kind of left you a little bit bewildered potentially. That what do I want, or why was I dissatisfied? What was I not happy with? And I'm getting this sense of that you're kind of reflecting back on the past a little bit, and really trying to understand that process, because we also have the Four of Cups coming up as your hope for the future. And this card speaks of gratitude and being aware of what you do have, the cups that you do have, not looking off for more and more and more and bigger things and better things and always going for the unknown. This card is all about being able to be present and grateful with what you have, and feeling the nourishment and the support from that. So it could be that you're looking back at your past and feeling like, why wasn't I happy? You know, I had this, I had that. What was it that I didn't see? What was it that I wasn't feeling? And so you're looking for this sense of gratitude and appreciation for your life, actually, as it was even. I feel like you almost want to return to the past for what you've created before. And you want to go back there and bring that back into your present, into your future. It's like grounding. This Empress card, I feel, resonates with Fluff the Footer in this kind of green, earthy nature. I don't know if they might not look very similar, but they both have this very rooted feeling. It's earth energy, grounded energy. And so I almost feel like you want to bring back something like that from the past, some kind of stability, strength. And it's fun, you know, and bring it in with fun. So this is what you're looking to create. And I just want to read a little bit from this book as well, because the other thing that I want to say about with this particular pile, about this going back to the past and this gratitude, is being grateful for the skills that you have, that you already have this wonderful ability to connect and communicate and link people together, or create some kind of, just creating connections, and to share your own wisdom from your voice, from your understanding, from your ability to see things or know things or understand things from different realms. And this could be empathic or psychic. You could have these kind of skills. And I feel like I really want to emphasize how powerful these are, that where you already are is, in terms of this, as a real strength. And when I dealt these cards beforehand, I deal them all out, and then I always take a little look over and just get a sense of the energy of what's going on. And when Arvel came up, I felt like, you know, I've been using these cards for a while, but I felt like there's something more he wanted to say, and I went back to the book and reread about him and what story he brings through. And I wanted to read a little bit about him, because I feel like it's an important message for whoever's listening. When I read it, I felt this real kind of push to share it with you as well. So I'm going to read. This is from the Fairy Oracle book. I don't usually read from the books during these readings, but for you, I feel like this is what wants to come through. So communication. Arvel, I'll hold this up for you to look at while I'm doing it. Arvel points to the light in his throat center. In esoteric lore, the energy center at the throat is about communication. Fairies are great communicators, though not necessarily in words as we use them. They speak through words, of course, but they also speak through the rustle of leaves, the pattern of clouds in the sky, and the way flower petals fall. They tickle us with touches almost too subtle to feel, trying to get our attention, and they sometimes speak through our dreams and daydreams. Their communications are something like those of cats, part verbal, part body language, part telepathy, and part pure fairy. Arvel says that we humans can semaphore each other by flashing the lights in our throat centers. In fact, he says we do that and read the messages on an unconscious level, which is one of the ways we pick up on the unspoken feelings and thoughts of each other. Arvel also says, and I agree, that almost any situation can be improved by people listening to each other, and that listening is a full half of good communication. The other half, of course, is speaking truly and clearly. Some people use speech as a game, or as a test for others to see if they can puzzle out the meaning, And this is fairly fun as long as actual communication doesn't matter. When it does, though, it is helpful if we try for clarity, and at the very least, and hopefully, wisdom as well. Arvel has many wise sayings to help us, and these are some of his sayings. It takes 2 to say yes, but only 1 to say no. Where the stream is shallowest, greatest is the noise. He that always complains is never pitied. Better than gold is a tale rightly told. 'Tis easier to give advice than to take it. From the place where deer are not, they're not easy to be got. Whoever burns his bottom must himself sit on it. Arvel reminds us that good, clear communication is sometimes hard work. It requires elbow grease, because the elbows are the secondary energy centers to the throat. He wishes you to know that his elbows are well greased. So there's something very beautiful in this writing and in this particular character, and because your reading is about this gratitude, I really wanted to bring emphasis to your skills and understanding and the importance of where you are and grounding that. And this sense of grounding as well feels like physicality, being in the body. The collective of pixies, it's very much about being present and alive in the body and moving the body. So I feel as well for you, in a sense, that you want to ground something practical, being able to be present in your body and not too much in your words or thoughts or ideas, more in your body is really important. So any kind of movement that connects you with your body, whether it's the dancing, swimming, stretching, yoga, whatever it is, just anything that's going to get you into your body. And then the other thing is connecting with nature. So being out in nature, if you want to be grounded, connecting with trees, with rocks, with hills, with mountains, with streams, whatever it is, but actually physically being in a place which is still and centered and calm. You can absorb that energy into you and then ground that into you so you can bring it into your life. If you need some stability in your life right now, maybe you need that before you can really start creating, because without the foundation, you can't build. You can't build something. So I have one more card for you before I'm going to go into the Vimeo, my extended Vimeo reading, where I'm going to unpack this in a whole Celtic cross and go into the blocks and obstacles and the hidden influences and all that kind of stuff, and get a lot more detail. But if this is where we're going, I'm just going to leave you here with one piece of advice from the angel cards, which is opportunity. And I'm going to read this little card because, again, they're very beautiful messages that I want to deliver straight from the source to you. We are all presented with opportunities and are expected to flow with the currents that come our way. Drawing this angel card suggests that something is now being made available to you, and it is up to you to use it to your greatest advantage. Be alert, be aware, and be prepared. You can, of course, make your own opportunities. If you knock on enough doors, one will inevitably be opened to you. So you are also reminded to persevere, for it may be that a door which was previously locked has now been opened a crack. Quieten your mind and ask the angels to help you. I am ready for all opportunities. It's the affirmation. So I feel this connects to your past, that there is something in your past that you want to recreate. And the bit that stands out in here for me is that a door that was previously locked has now been opened a crack. And I feel like there's something about going back again with a very grounded, playful, grateful, grounded, playful, grateful attitude is gonna open something up and help you move forward. Is my general feeling. Okay, group number 1, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're not following me over to Vimeo, I just really appreciate it if you can like or share, subscribe, anything like that. And for the rest of you, I look forward to diving deeper into this soon. Hello, beautiful group number 2. Thank you for tuning in. And I was just looking at my cat in the background. Does it look like it's looking at you? I don't know if it's like, I feel like whichever way I move it, does it kind of look a bit cuter like that? Okay, maybe it's like that. I felt like it didn't feel like it was in the right place somehow. Anyway, enough about the cat. Let's find out about you. How can you create what you want? Okay. I just finished the group number 1, and the extended reading is very powerful. So these readings, I'm really loving this reading. Okay, group number 2. So we have where you feel like you are and where you want to be in terms of what you want to create in your life. For where you are, we have the fairy guide. Okay. With this group, so before I come and do the readings, quite often I will just look quickly through the cards that were dealt out in the pile and just get an understanding, a little overview, so I can tune into the energy of the group. This group, I'm going to put all the cards out because it's very clear for me, this group. I'll come to that later. It's very, very clear for me, this group. I resonate very strongly with it. You have the fairy guide and the sage. We have the star in your past, the 2 of Pentacles in your present, and the Hierophant in your future. And this feels quite simple in a sense that there's two different feelings that I felt for where you are. Either you know you want to create something in your life, but you have no freaking idea what you want. It's like you're like, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I know I'm supposed to do something. I know that I have something to do, but I know I want something, but I don't know what it is. I feel like I don't know who I am. Okay? And I feel like some others of you are going to be like, or thinking, I am completely surrendered to what life wants me to be. Whatever spirit wants me to be, that's what I want to be. And it's I feel this group so deeply because it's like I feel like I'm speaking to my fellow starseed family and my soul family with this group, because I know this feeling, and those are 2 ways of looking at the same experience of someone who has this understanding that they are here to be something more. And so for those of you who are feeling freaked out because you don't know what you want, it's if you can shift your perspective to see it from this place of I'm here to allow what wants to come through me. And when I started doing these readings on YouTube maybe just over a month ago, and I didn't know I was going to do this. I really didn't know, but when I started doing it, it came through very strongly and powerfully how I could use this and how it was actually going to be much more than I expected it could be, or that it was. I was going to bring something new into it. And so, for me, I don't want to talk about me too much, but I know that process, that when you're in that blank space, that empty place, or that confusion of fog, this could be a blank canvas, or it could be like a snowdrift, like you can't see anything, or it's just completely empty. So when you choose to see it and allow it to be an empty space, then you allow what wants to come through you to come through you. Okay. What wants to come through you? What do you want to create? We have the sage. Okay. It's very powerful, very, very powerful being. It has one blind eye, one regular eye, one blind eye. The regular eye sees reality, sees the world around, the practical world. The other eye is looking inside. It sees from the inside. It sees the internal landscape of its own existence, of his. I'm just going to say his, even if you're female, it's the same energy. It's seeing his internal landscape and it's seeing the different dimensions, the different possibilities, the different realities that exist within him. And then with that understanding, being able to see those different potentialities and realities and life forms, beings, portals, timelines, being able to see all these different things externally as well. Okay, so for you guys, it's really, how do you create what you want? I feel like you're in this process of allowing this wisdom to come through. Okay, this is the card of deep inner wisdom. This is a shaman, you know, in this deck. He's a shaman. He's very connected to the earth. He's very connected to nature, to the life cycles of the planet, of existence. Okay, but I feel like he's not just any old shaman, you know. This is like a galactic shaman. This is someone who works on many levels, many dimensions. This is a very expansive understanding of what a shaman is. You know, I mean, that is what a shaman is, right? But there's different shamans. This kind of shaman is a freaking deep one, okay? So I feel like you want to come into this place where this is who you are, right? This is what this is telling me. It's like allowing this wisdom, this understanding, this knowledge to become your existence, your reality, because this is who you are, okay? This is who you already are, and it's about allowing it to come through. In terms of your creation, how do you create? In a very simple word, allow. It's allowing. And in your past, we have the star. So I feel like you have some kind of vision. You have some kind of vision of the earth, you know, of the landscape, of the connection of the stars and the ground and how they interlink. You have an idea of what this is. I can hear a lot of banging outside, and I think I've got a delivery coming, and I think that's my delivery that's just come here. So I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to restart in just a second. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for staying with me. Well, I guess you don't have a choice. It's just flowing on, right? But anyway, I am back. So what I was saying is the star. So there's two things. One is that you have this vision of this earth, of, you know, what you want to see created with humanity, with consciousness, with our lifestyle, everything that exists on our planet, how it is. You know, you have this idea of this different way of being, of living, this dream of a peaceful and loving and, you know, wonderful planet. You have this dream. Also, what came through for me is that you also, because it's in your past and the star, I feel like, you know, it's important for this group to say, I really feel you are a starseed. If you're not familiar with that term, then maybe it's something to look into, because it might give you some comfort and understanding that this is a kind of person or a kind of collective that you can connect with, that's a very supportive community, and basically understand that we come from the stars, that we are not only physically made of stardust, but that our origins for some of us on this earth are more off-planet than on-planet. And I feel like this is symbolic of you being one of these stars. And I feel like you're this star, and then we have seven stars here, which is, I never noticed it before I did this particular reading, but it's the Pleiades, the seven sisters. So I feel this is part of your galactic heritage. Okay, galactic, the word is coming up a lot for you guys. But where are you now? Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is about juggling different ideas, different, you have maybe lots of uncertainty about where you want to move forward, how you want to move forward, where feels really important, like where on earth do I want to live, where am I going to feel at home, where am I going to feel connected, where am I going to feel of purpose. And there's this desire to connect to the right place specifically, and that your environment is really going to help you with who you become. Because there's various things with this. It could be about the land itself, about being near a particularly high frequency land space, one of the chakra points of the earth, or a vortex point, or just somewhere that's got very beautiful, pure nature. Something like that is going to be really powerful for you. Or connecting to community that you really feel that you need support from. It may feel like you're trying to juggle the both of them. How do I have both community and connection to the earth? And so you're in this space of indecision about how to move forward in terms of that. What we have as your desired outcome is the Hierophant. And I mean, it's very, very similar to the Sage card, really. They're very similar. The Hierophant is about gaining these keys of understanding, the key of knowledge. It's the keys to unlock the door, open the Akashic records, connect to divine truth and wisdom. You may feel like you want to go to a particular place or particular school to learn. Like you might want to connect with a master of some kind, or mistress, and I mean in terms of a female who is a master, somebody who has wisdom, some kind of teacher, mentor, leader. You may feel like you want to connect with someone or with a group, with a particular school of thought, a training, a learning. You want to connect with something like that in order to develop these skills, this understanding and this wisdom within you. Okay, I feel that's very clear. That's kind of the projection that you're on for this group. I'm doing a kind of simple reading here at the moment because I'm doing in-depth extended readings over on Vimeo because I want to I need to get some financial compensation back for the energy that I'm putting out. So I'm going to do one more card for you, which is some simple advice. If you want to unpack this further with me, then you can follow over on Vimeo, or I can do a personal reading for you. But for now, I hope that just clarifies who you are and kind of where you're going, as just a sense of direction for you and an understanding of what's going on for you. And the only, this might be quite frustrating because the only advice that I feel I'm allowed to give you more at this moment, because I really pay attention to my boundaries, in terms of how much information I give, because I'm speaking to you a little bit differently from some other groups maybe, because I know that that sense of we need to learn things ourselves and we need to get things ourselves. So I'm not going to give you all the answers here, although there will be a more in-depth reading, which I'll explain more in a minute on the Vimeo. But the advice that you've got is discernment. Okay, discernment means sensing what feels right or wrong, trusting your judgment and acting on it. Your angel guidance is to look at the people and situations in your life now and respond to your gut feeling. Learn to develop your intuition and ask the angels to help you to discern the good from the bad. This is an angel card, so it's angels, but any of your advisors. They will prompt you and guide you. You will feel safer, happier, stronger, and clearer. Angel wisdom reminds you that when you can be trusted to use your discernment, you can serve the universe in a great way. The affirmation for you is, I trust my intuition. Okay, so that's where we're leaving then. Thank you so much for tuning in. On Vimeo, we're going to unpack this in a big Celtic cross and explore what's going on for you unconsciously, your blocks, what's going on externally, the influences, hopes and fears, outcomes, that kind of stuff, and some advice. So if you want to go more into this with me, then please follow the link below over to Vimeo. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you again another time. Hello, group number 3. Thank you for tuning in. And let's have a look for you. How can you create what you want in your life? So let's have a look first where you feel you are and where you want to be. So for where you are, we actually have a very beautiful card. This is She of the Cruach, and this is actually one of the Singer cards, one of the cards of the angelic realm in this deck, which is very high vibration, and it's very feminine in nature. It represents the divine feminine. It's this chalice, this cup, this holding, this ability to hold, to nurture, to receive, to allow in, and it's absolutely pure and beautiful. So you're holding right now a very, very beautiful energy. Although you may feel it's out of balance. So what may happen if you feel you are overly in this energy is that you are open to anything, that you allow anything in. If this feels out of balance, if this doesn't feel like a comfortable space, it's because it's almost like your boundaries are completely open, like you completely expand your energy field, your being, and anything that wants to come in can do. And the other thing about the feminine energy is it tends to be more passive. It tends to be more allowing, surrendering, just being, and less about creating. And this is what this question is about. How do I create what I want in my life? So it's important to be aware that the action of creating, it is the ability to allow and surrender and allow in is very important, but so is the ability to take action, to manifest, to create. So I feel for this group that my sense is that you may feel too passive. You may feel like you don't have control in your life. Maybe you feel like you don't have the energy, or you just don't have the capacity, or you're just not able to manifest. That's the general feeling I'm getting for this group. If this resonates, keep going with this reading. If not, just don't worry, you can go on to something else. But if that's how you're feeling, then what is coming through, which is very beautiful, of where you would like to be, is this card called the Spirit Dancer. And you can see there's kind of an echoing of the energy here. It's like the same energy, the same flowing, light, transparent. Is it not opaque? Something. This is the word I'm looking for. That allows through. It's just there. You can see it, but it's kind of invisible, but also solid at the same time. But in the Spirit Dancer card, it's in motion, it's in action, it's moving. And the Spirit Dancer is all about creativity and creation, and the manifestation of ideas, thoughts, the internal inspiration into a physical reality, an expression, a a collaboration, and especially in the arts, so music, painting, drawing, visual arts, dancing, anything like poetry, I want to say writing. It can even be things like, gardening, cooking, anything that's expressing and moving. Oops, sorry, I just knocked the screen there. Anything that's moving this internal creative inspiration into action. So it's very powerful. And actually, I just want to read a little bit of that card to you, because the artist who made these cards and who worked with the fairies to create this oracle deck, so he is an artist, and he's written really beautifully about this card. So I want to read a little bit to you, because I don't normally read from the book during a reading, but I feel there's some essence here that I want to convey to you, to remind you of the value of creation and the essence of it, because I think I remember reading it, he wrote very beautifully about it. Let me read it to you. The spirit dancer understands both sides of self-expression. In the first stage, we get our inner vision, feelings, and creative impulse out into the world through our art, whatever that is. Then, our expressions are reflected back to us from the mirror of other people's perceptions, and we discover what our art awakens in them. First and most important for many of us, we learn, grow, and lead more satisfying lives if we have ways of expressing our inner world. Such expressions can be a way of helping ourselves better understand our feelings and experiences. Or they can be a way of getting pain out, where we can look at it and let it begin to heal. Creative expression is a method of exploring our own truth, bringing it into the light so we can see it more clearly, and maintaining sanity. The key words here are explore, experiment, and express. As this fairy cryptically remarked to one oracle reader, the death of the spirit dancer is perfection. Secondly, creative expression is a way of sharing and letting others see more of our true selves. It is a way that we can reach out from this illusion of separation and reaffirm our essential connections with one another. When we share a dance, a painting, or a poem with others, we do so with the hope that they will see something of what we have put into it, and that their experience will echo ours in some way. But if we have done well, we will be able to add something to their experience. At the same time, we understand that their slant on things is a bit different, and that what they reflect back to us by their response will perhaps contain something we haven't seen about our own experience. A new insight, a different view, an expansion of our picture of reality. So this side of creative expression, the sharing part, enriches us in a different way than the actual creation. I have never written a poem or sculpted something without the experience changing me, and then changing me again when I shared it with others. This is something I've heard many others say, including many who do not consider themselves real artists or real writers. Spirit Dancer encourages us to take creative action from our place of personal power, the inner core of true feelings and understanding within us. She wants us to clarify our vision, find the creative potential that lies hidden in paradox, confusion, and chaos, and turn these into a free-flowing, finely balanced, evolving order. She wants to aid us in making our best fantasies real. She also is very enthusiastic about helping us learn to dance well with the fairies, if we don't already know how. And if we do know how, she would still be delighted to dance with us, just for the fun of it. Step out boldly. So, that feels really beautiful for you, and this movement into this stepping out into this world, this dancing out, this explosion out, this beautiful, beautiful creation. This card I find so beautiful and so powerful, and I just love the kind of the vulnerability and the expression and the openness and the it feels very real. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels very just untainted. There's no mask, no need to be something or perform something. It's just very true to who she is. This movement, it just feels very natural. I think that's the word, natural. Okay, so you want to move forward naturally. Okay, let's have a look at the general situation. Your past, we have the Page of Swords. The present, we have Judgment. And in the future, we have the Eight of Wands. And, okay, your advice will come to in a minute. Okay, in the past, Page of Swords. This could be you or another. I feel in this case, it kind of comes in as criticism. It may be others who have criticized you or maybe said things to you that made you doubt your ability, doubted your ability to create, to have skill. You know, like an art teacher who told you couldn't draw or something like that. You know, you don't need to be able to draw to be an artist. Somebody who's just implanted this idea in your mind that whatever you are or whoever you are isn't good enough or won't be accepted or is wrong even. This could be someone else, or it could be you, or a combination of the both. It could be you telling yourself, I can't do this, I don't have enough skill, I don't know the right people, I don't have enough money, I don't have the materials that I need. That kind of thing. It's this, you've been in this place in the past where you've pushed yourself down. However, and I am so glad to see this card, the Judgment card, it's like this rebirth. It's like this realization where you're like, I'm here. No, wait, I'm here. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to create. And I'm going to come out and I'm going to freaking manifest it and hold my trophy up to the light. And you're ready, absolutely ready to make something happen. I feel like you have the inspiration. You've had time to really understand more deeply who you are and what you have to offer. And you're ready to bring it out. It's like this criticism, you've overcome it. You're so open. Like, I feel like your heart is so open. Your being is so open that it's very easy for other thoughts or these ideas to get lodged in you and get stuck in you. But you've come through it, you know? You've really come through it, and you've discovered the strength and the beauty of who you are, and you are completely ready. This is for men and women, by the way, if I didn't say that already. You are completely ready to go out there, to do it. And it very much feels like you're ready. You know, the Eight of Wands, this is what you want to create. It's like fast action. It's like now. It's going to happen right now. You are fully ready to transmit your essence, your expression, your uniqueness to the world. It's like flying. You can see both of these cards. It's like absolutely flying. You want to communicate. You want to express. You want to communicate. Okay. How? So I'm going to do one more card for you here. I'm doing a basic reading here right now, and then I'm going to extend this on Vimeo. I'm going to go into a lot more detail. The last couple of ones I've done, it's gone like nearly half an hour, the extended reading. I don't know if this one will, but there's a lot of depth that I go into in terms of the unconscious thoughts, the blocks, the external influences, hopes and fears, outcomes, guidance, that kind of stuff. I'm giving a kind of basic overview here, and then I'm going to go into much more detail over on Vimeo, where there's a small charge to just see the rest of the video. Okay, so if this resonates, you can follow on over there. If not, don't worry. But I do want to give you a bit more advice here. So the card that came through for you is flexibility. So I'm going to read this to you because it's got a very beautiful message in it. Life is full of changes and surprises. Your guidance is to move with the current, for it is resisting the flow which creates problems. Ask your angel to help you open your mind and heart to new ideas and fresh options. When you accept the possibility that there are other ways, Previously unseen doorways will be open to you, and you will move easily through change. There is a solution to every problem, so look at all things with the eyes of love and expectation. Then life force will flow freely through you. You will feel healthy and alive and can access the necessary resources and wisdom within yourself to help you through change. I am free and flexible. Okay, so this feels very much about your mindset. You know, you're very determined. I can feel your energy is very, very determined. But it's very much, the advice is really coming in to have this expansive perception of how you're going to move forward with it. It feels like opportunities are already presenting themselves, and it's allowing yourself to just go with the things that are coming and not to question too much where they're going to end up, the outcome, not to fix too much on expectations, but to just allow a process, because I feel this movement is potentially already happening. You are already starting to create, and maybe there's some doubt about how it's going to turn out or if you're doing the right thing. But I feel what you're being guided to here is that these things are manifesting in the right direction already. You know that there is only the right direction, essentially. You can only take detours. You're always going to get to your destination. And to allow for the creative way of unfolding your expression and what you want to manifest. Okay? Yeah. So also allowing for things to take unexpected turns, to slow down, to go in completely the opposite direction you thought they were going to. Just allowing for that experience, because my experience, you know, I'm an artist. I've done a lot of artwork as well. I'm still an artist in many different fields. And my experience is that when you allow for mistakes or unusual turnings or a changing of events, some surprising new ideas and new creations, new collaborations, unusual things can happen that you weren't expecting, that just take off. You know, when you allow for spirit to move through you rather than trying to control its direction, then you allow for real creativity. You really open up to what the universe wants to bring through you. You know, I love this question. What does spirit want to bring in through me? And you become a channel, and you just allow, and you totally have this capacity with whether you're male or female, you have this capacity to allow this channeling into you, and it's continuing that movement externally. So it's just this allowance, and then just whatever comes, going with it. Okay, I hope that helped group number 3. If you are interested, you can follow the Vimeo link below and continue on to find out more. Otherwise, if this is where we end our conversation today, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, or share, and I look forward to speaking to you again another time. Hello, group number 4. Welcome to your reading. And if it looks a little bit different, it's because it is. It's now quite a few hours later than I started this video. The other readings were much longer than I expected, so I took a break and had some food. The sun's gone down, so now I've lit a candle, and I'm re-energized for your reading. So let's find out how you can create what you want in your life. Okay, so how you're presenting at the moment is this beautiful wizened little gnome. Please don't take offense. I hope you don't take that literally. I actually really love this card, and if you just look at the smile and the eyes, I just think it's very, very warm, beautiful, compassionate, heartfelt, presence, that that this is, you know, where you are. Really, this is what's representing, is where you are right now. And if it's not that you may be a mature person, you may feel like you're at the later side of your life experience, or you may feel just that you have some wisdom or some knowledge or some deeper understanding within yourself, that you've had life experiences, that you've been through things and you know things. And I feel, you know, I take a little look at the cards after I've dealt them. I take a little look before I start the reading, because I like to get a sense of the energy before I begin reading. And it's just a really lovely, warm feeling that I get from this group. It feels very, very comforting, very nourishing, and it's really lovely tuning into your energy. I feel really, it feels very supportive, you know, and I feel that's important to share with you, that you know that your presence, your being is just very just heartfelt and soft and nurturing. It's really, really gorgeous. But for you, okay, for your experience, you may feel like you're a bit slow. You may feel like things are moving too slowly. If none of that other stuff resonates, you might just be feeling like, you know, you've been dragging your heels, that you're not taking the pace that you want to in creating things in your life, and you feel like time's gone by, or time is going by slowly, and you want to make the most of it. You know, I feel like you really want to make the most of your time here and what you can do and what you can offer. And I feel for this group, so the energy that you want to move towards is coming up as the singer of intuition. Okay, so this is about connecting to your divine knowledge, your innate wisdom, and bringing it through. You know, I'm feeling this coming through the crown, through the third eye, coming into you. And I feel like you have all this experience, you have all this knowledge and understanding, and you would really like to bring it into your life in a deeper, more profound way. Maybe you want to express it, share it, share your gifts, because I feel like you do have this gift of observation. You're able to take in the details, to see around the corners, to see into the past, to see into the future, to see the kind of trajectory that people are on, or a situation is about. And I feel you have a capacity for healing as well, that you can really help people and help people find love for themselves. And that's where you want to move towards. You know, you're kind of ambitious. You know, you've got this ambition, and you totally should be ambitious, because it's absolutely there for you. And to look a little bit into so this is your past, present, and future. In your past, we have the 7 of Pentacles. In your present, we have the 6 of Cups. And in your future, the 2 of Wands. So what I feel this is telling me is, you've been a hard worker, you've grafted, you've been through things. This could be in a job, just a normal job. You've been working hard, you've been saving your pennies, you've been diligent, you've paid all your taxes, you've done all the things you're supposed to do. It may also be, you know, the school of life lessons, the experiences with family, with partners, with relationships, navigating the world, and you've been harvesting. This card is all about harvest. So you've been harvesting that knowledge, that experience, that wisdom. And that's what you've been doing, your whole life. You've been gathering that information and gathering that understanding from this meticulous, delicate, I want to say sweet place. You've been taking it all in and honoring it and understanding it. And where you are now with the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups can be about reminiscence, about looking back, remembering. It's like you have this perspective on life, on relationship, on work, on what matters, what the priorities are, what's important. And you have this wisdom and this gift to give. And I feel like you're ready to give this gift and to share your gift. And you may be feeling impatient or some pressure that you need to do it soon. What is presenting that you feel you want to move into is a decision-making process where you decide exactly what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. It feels like there's options for you, and you want to move into this space of, well, this, the Two of Wands, there's two wands. The guy was holding both wands, but he couldn't move forward holding on to both of them. He wanted to take this pearl, this oyster, this orb into his hands, which gives him the potential. This white ball represents pure potential. But in order to move into that and to have that, he has to let go of one of the wands. He has to let go of something to create space for potential. So you may be feeling in a place where you need to make space in your life to allow the potential for this to grow, or for something new to grow, for this wisdom to come in, to solidify, to connect. I mean, this may be you just want a deeper connection for yourself. You just want to really be in your wisdom. You may feel like you've made a lot of mistakes in your past, and you've learnt from those, and you want to come into a place where you're able to trust yourself, where you're able to honor your experiences and move forward with some integrity from them. Okay. So in terms of how do you create what you want? So there's a decision, there's some kind of decision for you that needs to be made. And without making the decision, it's like you can't move forward. Or without making space, letting go of something. This could be physically making space, in wherever you live, clearing things out, tidying rooms, clearing out cupboards, getting rid of stuff. When you remove all of that, it can be physical things, it can be relationships, it can be emotions, healing that needs to happen. When you let go of that, you allow the space for new things to come in and to create new in your life. And it feels like there's some things that need to be let go of. And moving into this sense of deeper trust in yourself. I've got one card for some advice for you as well before I move into the extended reading. So I'm going to give this bit of advice to you, and then if this is resonating and you would like me to unpack this further for you, you can follow the link over to my Vimeo site, where I'm going to look at the specific blocks, the conscious mind and unconscious mind, hopes and fears, external influences, some guidance, deeper guidance, and the potential outcomes. So if you're interested, you can follow that link over. Otherwise, what I have for you here is from these angel cards is essentially an echo of this Singer of Intuition card. It came up as Archangel Jophiel, and I'm going to read you the little bit on here. Archangel Jophiel works on the golden ray, drawing wisdom from source. Ask him to illuminate you and help you to connect with your own deep knowing. He will also help you to learn and absorb information. So if you are studying or involved in any form of education, divine assistance is available to you now. Call on Archangel Jophiel for direction and strength. He will help you to remove negativity and become open-minded, clear and wise. The angels remind you it is a time for you to wear the golden cloak of wisdom. So visualize yourself surrounded in gold light and be wise. And the affirmation is, I connect with my inner wisdom. So yeah, this is what I'm feeling for you, is that you're ready to step into some kind of new, like a new seat, a new position, it's like a new respect for yourself, where you can channel through information, knowledge, language, healing, understanding, and share this with people. Okay? To be a channel, you need to be clear. You need to purify and clear, and then trust what comes through. So that's a kind of basic, some basic info for you there. And if this is where we part ways, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And I hope to speak to you again soon. And for everyone else, I look forward to speaking to you in the extended readings.